Hey, everybody, welcome to another very epic episode of NC-17 as we are doing another crossover with the ever so famous, popular, and one of my dear friends, Clint Myers of Grease Stained Cinema. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you, man?
I'm pretty good, pretty good. Uh, well, let's talk about the club that has just been formed. We'll go right into it.
Yeah. You are the founder. That of course is the Shannon and Amanda interview club. Um, Unfortunately, you did it first, but that's okay. That's on me. I'd been promising it for a while, which whatever. I'm okay with being in the number two spot. And I was so very excited for them to call out other folks on my show. So I hope that this is a trend. We get that snowball effect, and there's a few other people who are like, well, blah, you can't call me out and have me not do it. You know,
Oh yeah.
that
I don't like to look at it as a first and second kind of thing because see, I'm all about I'm in the spirit of sharing. So I would say you came up with the idea and you allowed me to initiate the first interview.
yeah. Well, we'll go with that. We talked it over. I gave you permission. Hey, don't worry. You're up first, man.
uh, so how's everything been though?
Not too bad. Not too bad. I now you caught my interview with the two of them, and I mentioned that my job kind of sort of like takes over my life sometimes, and I have a really hard time just like juggling, work and home, and then doing this. This is actually my stress relief here. I actually love getting on and talking to people. You wouldn't think so with as few episodes as I put out doing it, but I I do. And it's not my first go at it either. I like about 3 years ago, I did a little show called the Amityville Horror Podcast, um, and then I did the Scream Until You Like It podcast. So that didn't work out. The only thing I learned from those two experiences is that I don't always work well with a co-host. So, but I'm like, I still want to do it. So I came up with the idea for Grease Stain Cinema and tried to find all the free options for like upping the production of my show because I don't like spending a ton of money on a hobby. So I found as many possibilities for doing things for free that I could. So that's where we are.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny you say that because I mean, your show compared to mine, like my show is basic. I hit record, we go. That's it. I
Yeah,
mean,
but in a way that allows you to just like crank them out. You know what I mean? It's like you don't have to like fiddle around, putting finishing touches and details and stuff. Like, yeah, I do some editing on my shows, but it's like I sometimes I feel like it's too much.
uh, I've always been the type of person that I've seen how things get edited and stuff like that, and I'm like, I mean, that's all cool and everything like that, but I'm the type of person that I accept everyone for their flaws, including my own, and trust me, I had tons of them. So,
Mhm.
like when I go to say a word and I can't pronounce it right, I'll still go with it, and I'm like, I just fucked that up, didn't I? Yeah,
Sometimes
so-
the mistakes are fun.
oh yeah. Uh, let's talk about your interview with Shannon and Amanda, though. I mean, first off, I'm gonna that opening segment was probably some of the best stuff I've seen. Period. And I was like, you didn't even need the glasses. I like this, like just he tore me to shreds, but in a respectful way.
Did you like
I
the
was like,
pic? Did you like the picture I stole off your Facebook?
Josh enjoying his pasta. I was like,
As soon as,
you.
as soon as I saw it, I was like, I'm using that one.
That was awesome, man.
Yeah.
But you did hit on a lot of different notes that I didn't hit on, which is why I like, I always watch everyone else's podcasts, especially if it's people I really respect and stuff. So, I mean, the stuff you were hitting on that I didn't hit on, I mean, I was like, okay, see, this is why I'll never ever throw shade at you because you're
Mhm.
awesome. You know, God's honest truth. Like I even got my wife to sit down and watch the episode, and she was like, "That's a smart man. He knows how to, you know, yeah, he knows what to do." I was like, "You're right, he does."
That's I appreciate that. That's flattering. Thank you very much. Thank your wife for me as well. Um, the that's the benefit of watching somebody else do it first. So like a lot of a lot of my anchor points for doing that was me watching your show. So I mean I did watch that and as soon as I got called out, yeah, this is gonna sound funny. Like now I turned all of this into a joke, but those feelings I was describing in that that thing, I felt those for about 30 seconds. And I went through the same progression where I was like, no, 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 forget all that shit. Like you just got name dropped and they're having a good laugh about it. You're doing fine, So, but
It.
I wanted to make a joke out of it and it worked, which is fortunate.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, please believe me. Like a lot of people out there, especially in my personal life, I purposely say and do some of the stupidest shit just so they can have something to make a joke about. But the best part about the way you did it was you did it the way that I like some of my closest friends do it. You know,
Okay.
I was like, that's awesome. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
uh,
I was banking on the fact that you had a sense of humor. I definitely wasn't trying to like legitimately poke fun at you
oh yeah, no,
or say anything negative about your show because I do enjoy it. You talk to a ton of people.
yeah, no. It. I'm not gonna lie. The picture with the pasta is what killed me. I was like, oh, of all the pictures, it's the pasta, and I was like, that was
So
awesome, man.
good.
That was genius.
So good.
You know, but it's cool to be able to have that kind of awareness to know that you can mess around with people and people not get upset.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there's a lot of people out there that do that, and I'm like, this is fun, and that's what it's meant to be.
Right.
But I do want to say though that your interview style, way you throw in those, like your lightning rounds and everything like that, bro, my hat's off to you because you do a lot more with your production than I do, and I respect the hell out of that. So,
Well, I don't know. I guess I just felt somewhere along the way that um my shows were just too boring. And a friend of mine, which I talk about quite often, Canadian boy Ryan, I do a podcast with him like once a week, and our other friend Nicole called That Other Horror Podcast. So that's all audio only. So you have to get on Spotify or something like that to listen to it. But he does a YouTube show with two other friends where they do like very clip heavy videos. Like they do like these in-depth reviews of like old monster flicks and things like that. And I was just seriously getting jealous of his editing style and all the things he could do with like this video editing software. And I just asked him, I was like, dude, what the hell are you using? And I've gone to him a couple times to ask him how to do things because it's not super easy to learn unless you like enjoy sitting there like watching YouTube videos of people explaining it to you. But just little by little, picking up a piece at a time, and my show's getting a little bit better.
all right. I must say though, fentanyl ferrets has to be made.
Well, the credit for that is all Shannon.
Yeah. Uh, so let's kind of go a little bit because the last time we did it was kind of just to get to know each other and stuff like
Mhm,
that, which was an awesome video, and we got to know each other. So let's
mhm.
go a little bit more into your love of the genre of horror and what keeps bringing you back to it.
I think my story is similar to some other people, a lot of people actually in my age bracket. Um, I have very fond memories of my parents getting their first video store membership, and we would go pick movies out. And my dad was one of those guys who just, I think he did a lot of like cover searching, and would like read the backs of them, and then he just picked something because he thought he would like it. I saw several horror movies that way, and I was probably too young to see them. I think I was under the age of 10 when I saw Alien for the first time. And that's why that's that and the follow-up Aliens, those are two of my favorites that are never going to leave my brain ever. And I'm even wearing an Alien shirt now. So
Yeah.
I um I remember that, several other things, and I have always gone to try stuff like that throughout my adolescence, my adult life. I still do it now. I got away from like Hollywood productions when I was living on my own in an apartment, and I discovered the independent film channel. I watched a ton of awesome stuff on there, and I I don't know, there's just something about it. Like I can't remember a time where horror movies ever like legitimately scared me unless it was something that was a real fear of mine. Which some people are very good at identifying what those are and making those movies. Uh, it's a shame to admit it. In my mid 30s, I was up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, watching one of the Grudge movies, and and I was kind of freaking out. I was afraid to get up to go to the bathroom, and I was like, "This is ridiculous. You're a grown man. What are you doing?" Um, but somewhere along the way, I just got I wanted to try a bunch of like lower budget movies, and I realized there's a whole bunch of people like nearby, you know, making them. And I've been surprised out of the ones that I've seen, the number of them that are really, really good.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh, I agree. The
Mhm.
independent scene. Well, if you've seen the episodes, I'm always saying Hollywood has definitely taken the B spot, independence taken the A spot, and I truly believe that. Uh, and speaking of the Grudge, we got a bathroom door that makes it. And my wife refuses to use that restroom. I was like, nothing's gonna happen. So one day she had no choice. Someone else was in the other one. She went to use that restroom, and I swear on everything I love, something said just go scare the hell out of her. I did, and she didn't talk to me for like a week.
Sounds like you earned it.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's okay though, because I got a nice theater seat down here I can sleep in.
Ah, that's good. Hope it's comfortable.
It was, but
Excellent.
that's awesome. I mean, like we always want to remember our childhood memories growing up and everything like that. But the ones that really stick out are the ones mostly that involve our parents,
Hmm.
you know, like
Yeah.
Sleepaway Camp with me. Me and my mom watched it, and I remember that clear as day because the cat just took a piss. I was like, cat piss. My mom smacked me in the mouth, said, watch your mouth.
Wow.
Different story, but whatever.
Sure.
But yeah, no, it's cool. So I have come to the realization that you were in Slasher Nurse.
Very briefly. But that's cool. I love Dave Kerr. I love Slasher 15. He was gracious enough to allow my image to stay in the film for like 3 seconds. Um, that that was awesome. I was supporting the movie, like the crowdfunders and stuff like that. They already had shot most of it, and they were getting finishing funds and things like that. He's very good with keeping his supporters informed. He does a lot of live streams and stuff like that to update everybody and to give shout outs. He likes to give individual shout outs for people who donate to his crowdfunders. It's just really cool. Just
Oh,
stay engaged. You really feel like you're part of it. I was on one of those, and I guess I was interacting in the comments or something like that, and just maybe he had one too many beers that night. I don't know, but he's like, "Hey Clint, how do you feel about being in a movie? We're going to be filming down in Culpeper, or I think that's where they were." And he's like, if you drive down, you can be an extra. I was like, I'm I'm there, dude. Like, absolutely. So I went down there. I didn't do a hell of a lot. I kind of just sat there, but that was what I was supposed to do. But I did get to see one night of filming, and that was a lot of fun. So, um, have you seen it yet?
Not yet. No.
Yeah, I know that they were nailing down a distribution deal, and there's really no way to see it yet, other than if you had gone to one of like the screenings. So if they, that's a silly question. I shouldn't ask you that. Like there was no screenings in your area.
Well, I mean, Felissa Rose is going to be here at the end of
Yeah.
July, so you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that's awesome. She has a great role in this movie. She gets some of the best characters in Dave's movies. I think he just lets her do whatever she wants. Like gives her an idea what he's looking for, and she just goes crazy with it.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
did you see Go Away?
Not yet.
Okay, I won't ruin that for you.
Wait, isn't that the one that has Shonda in it?
Yeah, Shonda's in that.
Oh no, I did see that one. Yes.
Yeah, about
Oh,
the home invasion story.
yes. I
Okay,
I
yeah.
did see that one.
So remember how crazy Felissa was in that as
Yeah.
the drunken aunt. Um, she's she's just as good in the slasher nurse.
All right. Definitely have to check that one out.
Oh yeah.
uh, so there's a very, very important question I have to ask you.
Okay.
Did you ever get the pretzels that they asked for?
Not yet, not yet. If I know that I'm going to be an event or something like that where they're going to be at, I'll be sure to pick up some Snyder's honey mustard pretzels, and I I will take them with me and gift them as a peace offering.
But what was so phenomenal about that episode is like you guys tackled a lot, but it was like the fun aspect of everything. Like when Shannon's light went out and she's like, "You guys see that?" And you put up, "She's haunted." I was like, "Oh, that mother!" That was awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Well, that's another thing that I kind of stole from my Canadian friend Ryan. He did that one time. We were on an episode. My daughter was freaking out in the other room and making a whole bunch of noise, and he made it. I think he put like the theme music to the X-Files in there, and like threw up some shit about me getting abducted by aliens and waking up naked behind a Burger King or something like that. So I didn't go quite that crazy. I was just like, I discovered in the editor that I have that not only can I freeze the picture, I can zoom in too. So I froze it and zoomed in and dumped some lettering on the screen, and then I found some free like eerie music to play over top of it.
Oh yeah, that was genius, my friend.
Appreciate
Uh,
it.
so with your show, are there future potential guests that you have booked, or people that you would like to have on, or you don't want to spoil nothing?
Um, I mean, I don't want to spoil much. I do have some ideas, some people that I want to have on the show. I'm just, you know, I'm the worst procrastinator on the planet because I'm like, yeah, I got to do that, and then I'll make up some excuse in my mind. Well, I got this thing going on. Let me wrap that up, and then I'll schedule that interview, and then finally I'll just get to the point where it's like, okay, no more bullshit, no excuses. This is the day you contact that person and you get them on your show. So, um, previously with my new show, I wasn't even gonna do interviews. I wanted to focus on just reviewing indie movies, but I had somebody reach out and ask to be on. And I was like, and we had spoken before. I was like, sure, why the hell not? I'll do an interview. And then no sooner I'm done with that, somebody else hit me up and was like, hey, uh, can I come on? Sure. So I was just being a yes man, you know what I mean? So I haven't said no yet. But I have scheduled a few on my own, so I don't want to make it sound like that's the only way I get interviews.
Right. Oh no, no. Trust me, it's all good. Uh, the the like the indie film community is so strong, but so is the podcast community.
Hmm.
You know, like I've obviously, you this your second time on, but Slasher Scotty, I mean, people who have other podcasts, I welcome to come on here too, for the simple fact because if we ain't helping each other,
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
and I mean your name, believe it or not, my right hand to God, your name is a regular name in the circle of all my friends. Because when they come over, we watch your episodes.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
It's I got one friend who's really like she's never done any movies, no podcasting, no nothing. But she's like, I'm real critical about everything. I was like, just shut up and sit down and watch the episode. And then she'd be like, you ain't gotta be so rude. When we watch it, it's like, I'm glad you told me to shut up. I was like, see, but you are very popular, and my wife is also she's been watching your episodes too. So I mean, it's you're popular over here, my friend.
Oh, well, I mean, I definitely don't mind sharing the wealth and sharing the word. I mean, um, the greatest thing you can do to support any of us is to, like something and share it. So I see your stuff pop up in my feed. I do like to share that stuff because I like to spread the love myself. And if anybody were looking for interviews, places to interview, and they hadn't done it with you yet, I would tell them to hit you up or tell you about it so that you could hit them up and try to schedule something.
Uh, well, if you share my stuff, you're sharing a lot because I'm like, bam, bam,
I don't do
bam.
it every time.
Right. No, what's funny is in your guys' interview, you were like, you and Amanda both said, yeah, he's an overachiever. You're right, I am. Um, like I just dropped 4 episodes yesterday. So I mean,
That's exactly what I was talking about. I was like, every time I turn around, there's a notification. I'm like, what did you do? 4 interviews yesterday?
you know, but see, that's unfortunately I have that job that where I get out early enough, I can do 3 or 4. I mean, it's not unfortunate. It's fortunate for me and for the for the show and for the people, but it's unfortunate because my wife's like, "What do you want to do? I got interviews. Leave me alone." you know, and she's like, "Oh, you're doing your other job." I was like, "More of a hobby, but at this point, it's like a job." So you know.
Yeah, yeah.
uh, so are there any questions? Because I know last time we kind of just again got to know each other. Are there any questions you have for me? Because this is a crossover show. So
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Well, I feel like I might just turn some of the questions you gave me back on you. Like, what was your introduction to horror, and what was it about it that stuck with you? Why do you keep going back to it?
my introduction was the original Halloween, which
Nice.
is always going to be my favorite franchise of all time, even though the last trilogy really sucked balls.
Oh, we're gonna disagree on that. I,
Well, here, I'll say it like this: Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills were good.
Mhm.
Halloween Ends, I won't say it sucked. I saw where they were going, but I think they fell flat on a lot of the potential.
Okay.
You
Actually, I think we're gonna agree on that.
know?
I thought 2018 was awesome, and I thought that Kills was a very good second movie that that was actually setting us up for something that I feel like we didn't get in the third movie. And I had this running theory, that too many people online guessed what they were going to do before they started working on the third movie, and they're like, "Well, fuck it, we're just going to scrap it and we're going to write something different." And they took a risk and it didn't work.
I will agree with you 100%.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, but when you think Michael Myers, I mean, I think like the end all be all, but then that's just in a slasher genre, you know.
Yeah.
But the movie that really stuck with me, it's always gonna I'm always gonna say is Sleepaway Camp. It is the one movie I can tell you word for word for beginning to end and from end to beginning, like everything,
Wow.
especially his dialogue, Angela's dialogue because she's only got like 7 words. But no, I'm just but those two movies. But what keeps bringing me back is like I love horror movies. I love blood and gore, all that good stuff. But for me, it's always been the cinematography and the storytelling. You
Yeah.
know, like let's talk Blood and Breakfast. Excellent movie. You know,
Yes.
and the way it was filmed. I mean, unfortunately, I did guess the end before the end. I hate to say that. But it was yeah. But the way it was filmed in a manner of it kind of threw me back a little bit to the 80s and 90s, but
Hmm.
also kept me fresh with all the new dialogue that was going on in the film. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
You know, but excellent movie, and I will be doing a review of it here eventually. But that and Screenwalkers.
Screenwalkers.
Oh, I think right now, and this is not against anybody, Screenwalkers is probably the modern age masterpiece that we need.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I mean, yeah, it's not perfect, but I mean, they did such a good job at giving us a 90s feeling movie. And I think the decision to go shot on video was a great decision. And they used a lot of old school effects, whether it was like uh with like their practical effects for like blood and gore and things like that, but they also had like old school video effects. I mean, it was so awesome. I mean, I'm so happy, I just shared it earlier today. I just found out that they found another place to sell their movie. You can get on Walmart's website and buy it now.
Yep, I
Um
just saw that. Yeah.
so I really hope it goes places, and I wouldn't mind getting a sequel out of that. I mean,
Yes, and my favorite scene, and I've had the director on.
mhm.
My favorite scene. Everyone's like, like my favorite kill is the needles in the eyes. No, no,
Okay.
no spoilers, but the needles in the eyes. You know, I mean that's a big spoiler, but whatever.
As soon as the scene starts, you know it's coming.
Oh yeah, But my favorite scene is when the detective or cop is outside and he keeps seeing the killer, and then all of a sudden he just jumps behind a tree. And you don't see him move, and I'm like, fucking genius.
Yeah.
I mean, stuff like that. I mean, to me is like you're going to see him come over, but then you don't see him cross over the tree, and you're like, he just disappeared.
That's right. That's right. He teleports.
That's right. I showed my wife that scene. She goes, "What am I looking at?" I was like,
Yeah. You're like, never mind.
"Right." you know. But the horror genre in general just keeps bringing me back because every time I think it starts to get dull, there's something new that pops up that draws my interest. You know,
Yeah.
like have you seen the new Final Destination?
Not yet. Not yet.
I'm going to say it's the second best out of the entire trilogy.
Okay.
First best, in my opinion, would be part three, but I just like people dying on roller coasters. So, you know. but
Yeah.
I would say definitely watch it, and
Mhm.
they're yeah, watch it. It makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I've had a several of my friends go see it and tell me how wonderful it was, and that it was a fitting farewell for Tony Todd.
Oh
And
yeah,
um and I'm like, I've never been like the biggest Final Destination fan. I mean, I like some of them more than others. I have watched them all, um, but I definitely have to see it, if for nothing else, for that.
oh yeah. Well, I don't want to spoil anything, but obviously we're not talking about Screenwalkers. I do spoil shit, but the dialogue that Tony Todd says, I mean, everyone's put it online already and everything like that. But I knew
Hmm.
it going into the movie that there's part of the dialogue that was script, and then there's part of the dialogue that was they told Tony Todd, take a couple minutes, say whatever you want to say, and that right there, I'm not gonna lie, caught me off guard. Just what he was going to say and what he said, and I'm like, damn, it hits because we just lost him,
Right, right.
So, but definitely, I mean, definitely some good kills, good dialogue, and my personal opinion, a perfect ending. So, you know,
Awesome.
yeah.
Yet another glowing recommendation. I'm gonna have to see this thing.
Oh yeah. Of course I had to put a muzzle on my wife. She kept, don't do that, don't do it. I'm like, shut up. So I was like, I'm
Uh,
over 3 rows down away from you.
those can be fun experiences. I love sometimes I love the interactive experience when somebody just can't help it. They're like, no, don't do
Like we took last year. I took her to go the Rocky Horror Picture Show because they have it shown here all the time. You know,
Awesome.
and everyone's dressed up, and she's like, "Who are you gonna dress up as?" I was like, "I'm dressing up as Josh." Fuck that. But she goes, "I'm going as Frankenfurter." I was like, "You don't have the outfit." She goes, "I'll go as this person." I was like, "How about you just put on a trench coat and put on a bald cap and you go as Riff Raff?" She goes, "That won't work." We got there, 30 women dressed up as Riff Raff. I was like, "That's what you should have dressed up as."
That's right.
But we were there, and I knew obviously that it was going to be very interactive, and I even caught myself getting up to like anticipation. I was like, "Oh shit, I should shut up and sit down." But I mean, some of those can be fun too. But when you're watching a movie for the first time, it's like no talking. But I don't know. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I talk a lot.
that's okay. It's okay. Uh, that's kind of your job. Like,
That's very true.
yeah, you have to be able to maneuver on the fly, fill in the gaps when necessary. There's nothing that I hate worse than when my mind goes blank and I've got too much silence, which is part of why I edit my shows. I like to clip that stuff out.
Oh yeah. No, all right. So before NC-17 became NC-17, it was a wrestling podcast. I think I told you the last time.
Yeah.
There was one interview I did where it was so much dead silence. I was able to read a full page of a book on my phone because this dude wasn't talking. And I'm like, I'm just waiting, bro. What you gonna answer the question or what? He's like, what was the question? I was like, I don't forgot now. So, I mean, dead silence to me is yeah, not good. But I mean, everyone faces it, even me sometimes. So I learned to roll with the punches, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, you may have noticed that I love my sound effects. So when when I'm doing my edits, one of these times I'm probably just gonna throw cricket sounds in there and leave one of those long pauses in.
Oh yeah. uh, I do want to talk to you a little bit about the film Not There.
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up too. Um, could I start with how long you been sitting on that script?
So I wrote it 2 years ago. It
Okay.
was originally going to be just a short story turned
Mhm.
into a short film. I woke up February 15th of this year at 4:45 a.m. I was like, it's got to be a trilogy,
Wow.
and I was like, but in doing so, I was like, fuck, now I got to write a lot more not lyrics, dialogue, add more
Hmm.
characters. So we originally went from 6 characters to I think we're upwards of 25.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It sounds like it. Sounds like
Yeah.
it. Um, and do you find the writing process to be um, that it comes easy to you?
I find what comes to my head being able to write down, turning it into script format, not so much. I'll write it, it'll be 20, 30, 40 pages, and I'm like, that's a full script. Then I'll be like, damn, I need 90 pages, 80 pages. So. But so we are in a process of reworking the script, adding more dialogue and stuff like that to get it really formatted to a full feature film.
Okay.
But the one thing is I know we have a perfect beginning, a perfect middle, and a perfect end.
Nice.
You know, but of course I'm biased because I wrote it. But
Of course. Of course. Well, we'll just assume that for now. It's perfect. Yeah.
oh yeah.
Um, so, when did you decide that you wanted to make this a reality? I assume that you wrote the short um, just to get it out, to get that creative thing flowing, to take that idea that's in your head and put it on paper so you can look at it. But when did you decide, you know what, I'm going to stop pretending and playing at this, and I want to make this movie?
So I want to say December of last year is when I was really like, it started really jogging in my head. Like, okay, short film. It's a short story, short film. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Then I had a conversation with my wife, and she said, "Stop being an asshole and just fucking do it." I was like, "Good motivation." So that's what I'm gonna do.
That's right.
But I want to say late December of last year is when I originally came up with the idea of putting it on film. But I just wanted the right people to be involved,
Hmm.
and at that time I had nobody. Like,
Right.
because I'm gonna be honest with you, February of this year is when literally NC-17 out of nowhere just took off, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think between February and April, I did upwards to 130 shows.
Okay.
And in that process, talking to people and asking everyone the same question of, what advice would you give somebody? What advice? And the advice they were given, yeah, it was for everybody else, but I was also taking that to heart because it was like everyone was just like, just do it.
Right. Right.
And so I was like, all right, I knew going into January, short film, no matter what. February 15th, bam, trilogy. And that's when I reached out to Shannon, and we had talked before. She made a little fumble. She said that I interviewed her, and then the next day I asked her. It was actually I talked to her twice, and then I interviewed her twice, and then I no, tomato tomato doesn't
Well,
matter.
that's okay. She was on drugs.
Yeah, that's very true.
Let me clarify. Let me clarify. Shannon does not do drugs. She just had surgery the day I talked to her, and she was coming down off the anesthesia. I don't want to put that out there in the world and have her all mad at me for it.
Oh yeah, no, no, perfectly good reasons on why she was, you
Yes.
know, they.
Off on the timeline. Yeah.
There you go.
I gotcha.
But reached out to her and I was like, hey, I got this script. It was originally a short story. Would you like to read it? Because I want to turn it into a feature film.
Mhm.
She was like, sure. She read it. And she gave me positive feedback, but she also gave me. I'm the type of person you don't always gotta sugarcoat stuff with me, you know.
Yeah.
And I told her I was like, whatever you feel about the script, just tell me. She gave me positive feedback, but she also gave me feedback like I don't understand this and it makes no sense. So why is it in there?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, all right, cool. So then I go back and read it, and I'm like, she's right. It makes no sense, you know. And so I was like, all right, cool. So I kind of changed it a little bit, but I would also be amiss if I don't mention Amanda Howell because she has been with me since the beginning of this journey,
Okay.
and she's kind of like the yin to my yang with this, and between her, me, and Shannon, we all three came up with a perfect way. Well, not a perfect, but a good way of getting things going, you know.
Okay.
And then I was like, all right, let's get a casting call going. And now, keep in mind, this is my first time in this industry outside of doing a podcast.
Yeah.
So I was ready to put the script in motion, get a cast, and film in September. That's a lot to do with very little to have, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, long story short, which obviously it's been a long story, but uh, we got a full cast, we have a full crew. I'm satisfied with where we are right now. And I think going into filming in November, which it does get cold, it does get cold.
I assumed it did, but
Oh, yeah. But luckily, actually almost all of our filming is on the inside.
okay, that's good.
So there's some stuff outside which I'm like, oh, I feel sorry for that person because I'm gonna have my coat on. But no, it's I'm comfortable and I'm satisfied where we are now. And moving forward, I don't see any hiccups because everyone pretty much knows where they're going and what they got going on and stuff like that. So
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's I applaud you for it, man. That takes a big leap, and like gotta like really believe in what you've created in order to take these steps to make it happen. I'm glad you got a lot of support to get it moving, and I really think that Shannon and Amanda are going to do a great job helping you put this thing together. I mean,
Oh yeah.
and they're super cool people, and I I can see why you picked some of the people that you picked because that's the benefit of talking to them ahead of time. You know, like they didn't realize that when you were interviewing them, you were also interviewing them for a job.
That's true. Yeah. Uh, I do wanna say though, because I know I asked you before, and take your time with what I asked you. We won't let nobody else know, but take your time with what I asked you. And if you are down to do that, we'll work that out. So,
Yeah, yeah. Uh, I will give it some thought. Thank you very much.
oh yeah. Uh, I do want to say though, like we're very fortunate with the way the cast kind of got put together because half of the cast is either new or they've got a few things under their belts. And then the other cast is Shannon, Amanda, Chris, Shonda. I mean, Carly,
Yeah,
Jesse. I mean, these are some powerhouse names in the independent film
yeah.
worlds. And I'm like, so now I'm like, all right, it's kind of like Captain America, Civil War, but only without the Civil War.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But I I haven't said it to everyone who's involved with the cast and with the crew and everything, but I know they're all going to watch this episode. So I want to say I am eternally grateful for everyone who has joined this project, and I am very grateful for not only being able to work with them, but forming friendships with all of these people, not just some of them, all of them. So I'm grateful. Yeah.
I believe you. I believe you. I would be too. And I'm grateful for all the wonderful relationships that I have managed to develop or just keep throughout this journey that I've had. You know, it's not easy to fit in with some of these folks, and I feel like I've been graciously accepted into the community, you know, as just another friend and another colleague. So I love that feeling. It's great.
Oh yeah. Although in your interview you did say potentially put the world at war. Bro, I'm sorry, but that I'm gonna go back. That was just genius what you did, and I applaud you. And anytime you want to do something like that and just
Yeah.
mention me, you're more than welcome to.
Well, I'll look for some opportunities. How about that?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah, that's the cool thing about interviews. Like you have to be able to work on the fly. So like I had a certain amount of stuff that I wanted to say. So like in a very general sense, some things were scripted. You know, you take down your notes, things that you want to ask, and like, oh, I don't want to forget this, so you write it down. But then things just happen, and you got to be able to react to it, and that that's where the fun starts.
Oh yeah.
So some
Uh,
of those things I said, I wasn't actually planning to say; they just came out.
but what made it even better is like at the like once you were done, you were like, I kind of love Josh, and I'm like, kind of is a strong word. It's either you do or you don't.
Yeah, let me sit on the fence here. Maybe I do, maybe I don't.
I mean, that to me, I mean, I took it all as respect. Trust me, it's all respect. So,
I'm glad. That is how I meant it. No ill will from this side.
oh yeah. uh, I would like to take a moment to make a very special announcement. One that no one, not even my co-host, who never show up. I mean, I got Lisa, never here. Other people never here, and I'm like, okay, you guys do what you
That's right.
do. But as of June of this year, we will be doing a second movie award for the NC-17 awards
Ooh.
because there are way too many movies to put just at the end of the year. So we will have a mid-year NC-17 award show and a end of the year NC-17 award show. So that's the first one. There's going to be two more announcements that I'm going to make a little bit later.
Okay. Fantastic.
And I guess
I
that's the overachiever in me.
Yeah. That's cool. I mean, you know, I love the creativity, the keeping it fresh, and I haven't seen any of your award shows yet, so I'll have to tune in as soon as I hear one's coming. So,
Oh yeah. We haven't locked down the first day or a day for the new one in June, but there will be one in June. I'll give you a couple weeks notice because may have you on to be one of the presenters.
hey,
You know.
wouldn't that be something?
Oh yeah. But because there's like between January and now, I've seen well over 100 movies, and I'm like, damn, this person's going to be up for an award. This person, I'm like, all right, end of the year is going to be way too big, so I was like, cut it into two. So told my wife this, and she was like, "You're not the Oscars." I was like, "I know we're not the Oscars, but at least I give out awards that are meaningful because I'm giving it to people that deserve
Yeah, yeah.
it." She but believe it or not, we actually there's a group of us that sit here. We watch all these movies, and then we
Hmm.
all conversate who would win this award, who would win that award, and that's how it's been. That's how it's always going to be. And eventually, hopefully, I can have all of them on. Two of them are so camera shy they don't even take pictures with their own kids. I'm like, you're weird, but okay.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, but it's cool. But I definitely would like to have you on as one of the presenters. I'll let you choose which category you want to present.
Okay, that'd be
Yeah,
great.
yeah. Uh, other than that, has anyone told you what Not There's about?
No,
Okay.
it's quite the mystery. I've only seen the poster art, which looks great.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
so I just assumed that you were holding it back. You don't want to give away too much, because you're trying to build some hype behind it, and I'm cool with that too. But you know,
I'll tell you, it's a supernatural slasher, leaning more on the slasher.
okay,
You know, and it is a trilogy, and the characters who make it at least to part two have already been decided, and all those people who do make it to part two have already been told. So,
oh, okay,
but the hopes are to film the first one in November, and then
okay,
film parts two and three back to back at in summertime next year.
okay. Um, well, if you want any like lessons on how to keep something quiet, talk to Shannon. Jesus criminy. She must threaten people or something. Like I've heard absolutely nothing about her movie. You know what I mean? It's like and like she won't even let anything, like leak in general conversation when you're off camera. Like so nothing. It's like zip, you're not hearing shit until this thing's out.
For the Sibylla Six, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I know very little too. So, I mean, I have a basic premise. Like, she's told me a basic premise, and
Mhm.
she told me who stars in it, and I've seen the poster, and I'm like, and she goes, and that's all you get. I was like,
That's right.
cool.
That's it.
But with Shannon and having this kind of be like her, Sibylla Six being her baby is kind of, I get it, because like you said, you want to keep some of that mystique to everything, and I get it, and I understand, and I respect it. So,
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
uh, so have you looked at all the cast members for Not There?
Um, I keep seeing the announcements, but I haven't seen like a full list, so I don't have it fresh in my head how
Uh,
many are in it so far.
it's okay. I forget sometimes myself. No, I'm just playing. uh, I actually am. Shannon hit it on the head when she said Josh is doing the overachieving thing and interviewing everybody from the cast and crew, which I am doing. Some are a little bit more busier, so we'll get those a little bit later. But the ones that have done it so far, I mean, they're phenomenal people. They're phenomenal talents, and everyone top to bottom. I mean, and I'm not just saying this because they're involved with the film, because that would be biased, and I'm not that biased. They all have good talent, and some of them are fresh, and to me, that's one of the things I've always wanted to do, is be able to like give someone their start. Like
Yeah.
Daniel Howe. This is his first acting ever.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, cool. You do good, cool. You do bad, might get 187. I mean, but, no, it's they're all talented in their own way, and they all bring something different to the script and to the crew and to the community, and it impresses me how professional every single one of them are.
Yeah.
So, especially Shannon Atkins. I mean, I cannot speak enough accolades about her,
Hmm.
and it's like she is the type of person that she cares, but she's also going to fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what I think every like set needs, is that one person to be able to say, "Hey, you fuck off." You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
I can do it, but I might do it to people that don't need to be told to fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
but yeah,
I think they'll keep a tidy set for you. Amanda's a good pick too.
oh
Um,
yeah,
definitely. I mean, she's just one of those people that takes to responsibility like really well. Like which is part of the reason why I brought up some of the stuff in my interview about what she does for a living, because it's like she's like a board coordinator. You know what I mean? She can I have no doubt she'll keep a time frame. It'll be on schedule. You know what I mean? And
oh yeah.
she's gonna be a great assistant director.
I'll tell you one thing though. I'm definitely going to be buying the Blu-ray of Anna Key and finally watching that thing. So
I have to order my copy. Um, I that was one of those things like when I was on my last show, my co-host um was like, "Oh yeah, we need to talk to these people, or we need to talk to Amanda, have her on the show." And I think he just thought she was cute and asked her to come on the show. I mean, but he was like, "Oh, we're gonna go to the premiere of Anna Key." He's like, and he lived in Brooklyn, so he's like, "I'm gonna drive 5 hours. I'm gonna pick up Clint. I'm gonna throw him in the car. We're coming over there. We're gonna see it." And like, well then we're just like a couple days out. I'm getting ready to buy the tickets, and I'm like, "Hey, you're still coming, right?" And he's like, "Oh, I just realized it's on a Friday. I'm not going to be able to get out of here, you know." And I'm like, "You son of a bitch!" I'm like, I'm like, now I got to go alone, you know. And I had I knew nothing about the movie, and I was pleasantly surprised. They, it's not even exactly what you would expect either. Um, and I don't want to say too much about it. I want you to see this movie. I think you'll like it. Yeah.
and definitely buying the Blu-ray for that one. And yeah, I look forward to seeing it, because I've seen pretty much everything else Amanda's been in, and I'm like,
Mhm.
this is the elusive one. So
That's right. That's right.
yeah. Before we go any further, though, I do want to say someone in the independent community has recently been struck with, some bad happenings in life. But she does have I believe she's got it up now, a GoFundMe. That's Morgan Malam.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think you're right. That is up.
yeah. I think everyone should definitely go there, help support, get her and her family back on their feet, and just show them that we care and we're here for them. So go to
Yeah.
Morgan Malam's page and please help her with her GoFundMe. That is utmost respect for her, because she's out there cranking out what she needs to do, and she needs to be able to know that she can get back on her feet.
Yeah. 100%. Well said.
Huh. Well, yeah, I don't practice, but I did practice that. Yeah, but no, there comes a moment in life, especially in independent film, and as me just getting into this, you're either going to say you're going to do it or you're not.
Right.
and it took a swift kick in the ass from my wife, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
So and I do hope one day, like I said, I watched your episode too. I do hope you do write a script one day. uh,
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see if I can get those creative juices going. I might hit you up to give me some pointers on how to put things in script format.
sure, I needed to hit somebody else up for that too. It's let's just say that the best advice comes from the least expected places, you know. And to me, I'm like, that's awesome because without that advice, people just they they don't know what they're doing. So yeah.
That's right.
But I do have a lightning round for you. No sign stuff.
Woo!
Oh yeah.
Fantastic.
All right. So I'm gonna ask you four questions.
All right.
It's kind of like playing out words. I ask four questions. First thing that pops to your head. All right.
Okay.
All right. First one, independent film. That's two words.
Raccoon.
Raccoon.
Yeah.
Love that movie. We gotta talk about
Me
it.
too. Yes.
All right. Second word, family.
My daughter.
All right. Third, this one's a name, Jesse L. Green.
Uh, drawing a blank. I can't remember any of his character names. No, I'm gonna go Russell Sage Patrick.
That's phenomenal.
Yes.
And the third one is also a name, or the fourth one is also another name. Grease stained cinema.
NC-17.
Oh, you rat bastard! No, that's it's not lightning around. It's just playing on words, but it's a respect thing. I have asked quite a few people, not everybody, because I know some people are just like, I want to do this, talk about this, and leave. I'm like, okay.
No, I'm good with anything.
Oh yeah. Uh, who would you say contributes to your passion to continue doing this podcast that you do,
Who?
or
I
what?
can't. Well, I would have to say the creativity of the independent community is what fuels me to keep going. But really, to keep doing interviews is the rewarding part of the interview. Like, I'm not lying when I say that I kind of freak out every time I do one. It's a big thing. You're talking to somebody that you don't really know other than what you were able to dig up, and you don't know how well it's going to go. You don't know how they're going to answer your questions. It could go sideways. You could say something, just trying to be funny and just turn somebody's attitude in a second. You know what I mean? I haven't had that happen, thankfully. I think I approach people correctly. But the every time I'm like, oh man, this sucks. I just want to get through this, get it over with. Every time it's over, I'm like, that was awesome. I'm so glad I did that, and I can't wait to do it again. So
Uh,
I think that's it.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Hmm. Yeah.
uh, I will say though, like when you're digging up people, you might just find pictures of them eating pasta.
You just might. You just might. That
What
was
made you
a
choose that picture though?
it's just a happy accident. I have so many happy accidents happen in my life. I'm like, well, we're spending all this time talking about Josh. I gotta throw his picture up. You know what I mean? So I thought about just grabbing your NC-17 logo, and I was like, I'm just gonna hit his Facebook page and I'm gonna browse the photos real quick. And like that one just jumped right out. I was like, oh my God, that is the best one. And it goes perfectly with what I'm saying,
Oh yeah. Uh, I'm glad you didn't choose the one where me and my wife were sitting at. I think it was one of her favorite places. Fuck, I forget the name of it. But anyhow, I'm sitting there. She's trying to hold my hand, and I got a bun, and I'm chewing on a bun, and I'm like, I'm not happy.
Well,
Pot belly.
I
There we go.
I am usually careful about what pictures I choose. Like sometimes it will take me quite a while to pick one. Like if I'm doing a thumbnail for a video, like I want who I'm talking to be looking their best. You know what I mean? Like I want a flattering picture of them. You know what I mean? And I also did somewhat learn a hard lesson that um be careful about picking a photo of somebody and someone else is in it. Um I did that once. I won't say who it was, but um I did an interview with somebody and I put a picture from their Facebook page on there. Well, it turned out to be their ex.
Mm.
And I guess when it aired, they got kind of pissed about it and like messaged them and say, "Hey, it would be nice if you wouldn't put my pictures out, when you're doing these things." And so then he's like, "Well, I didn't do that, but I'll talk to the guy who did." So I had to fix the video so that that was not visible any longer.
Uh, well, for future reference, you can choose any one of my photos. I ain't got nothing to
Okay.
be ashamed of. Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe you've got family members and friends who don't want me plastered in the picture everywhere, so I'll try to keep it just you.
Oh yeah. No, there's like when my wife was watching that episode, she was like, "Hey, that was the day I wasn't there with you." I was like, "Well, no shit," because you love, she loves pasta,
Uh-huh.
but I mean, don't ask me how we get on this, but she loves pasta, and every time I go to Olive Garden, she's like, "I want 3 dinners." So I was like, "You're getting one." I mean, I love my wife. I mean, I mention her every time in
Yeah.
every video. It's just a thing of kind of like one, it embarrasses her because she's like, my brother, I mean, my sisters and my mom's gonna watch this. I know. If they don't like that, I do. But nah, it's it, I loved it. She loved it. I mean, it was cool. It was awesome. And as a matter of fact, I might make that my Facebook profile picture now.
That's probably how I'm going to promote that episode from now on.
So, that would be awesome. Uh, so let's go into the Shannon and Amanda interview club a little bit. We are the trend starters.
Yeah, the founding members. Yes.
There you go. And the fact that they did call out other people, one of which is actually supposed to come on my show eventually, and I'm like, oh, please wait till you're on my show, then I can say, hey, did you see the episode where they called you out? But I mean, it's all in fun. I mean,
Yeah.
well, until it's
Oh, for
not. But
sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, uh, if you're getting upset here over something silly that somebody says, well, then maybe you're taking it too seriously. I mean, this is supposed to be a good time. We are doing this for fun, and we're trying to, promote and support a community. There's nothing wrong with a little friendly jab here and there.
oh yeah. Yeah. So I watched the episode fully by myself first, and
Okay.
I do like what you said is that when they both logged down, you felt a little tremor. So when my wife came to watch it, I had the song. I felt the earth move under my feet. That was playing. She's like, "Why is that playing?" I was like, "You'll see." She goes, "You're an idiot." Yeah, I like to have fun too. So
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome.
you know, and I can't sing for shit. So sorry. And I am not sponsoring that song in any means. I don't own the rights. So,
Oh, that's right. That's right. Well, I hear that's how you avoid copyright by just singing it. If you play the music, you're done.
oh yeah, no.
Every copyright flag I've ever had, it has never been for a video clip that I use. It's always for music. It's
I'm.
that's the quickest way to get yourself in trouble with YouTube is use somebody's music.
Oh yeah. I've never had a copyright hit at all, other than when I was doing the wrestling one, because we were doing a WrestleMania live show, and I was
Mhm.
like, I told my friend, I was like, we got to mute it every time the entrance songs come on. He's like, why? I was like, I'm gonna get copyrighted. I had to run upstairs to get something. I come back downstairs and he's got it playing and the music's on. Next thing I know, YouTube's like copyright infringement. Oh, yeah, fuck.
That's right. That's right. They will blank your video. It's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Like,
So I told my
yeah.
friend, get out.
So I've never had any copyright strikes. But what YouTube does is they'll detect it and they'll inform you that they found it.
Yeah.
So like you're uploading something, it scans through it, right? And then it's doing a check. So like, and I'll see copyright pop up. I'm like, that's the music. All right, let me look at it. And I'm very careful about what I pick for music too. Like if I'll go to a duty-free website, something that's free, obviously, because I don't want to pay for this shit. I just I just want to use something that's fun. So like that piano music that I played, they informed me, hey, that's copyrighted. And then you look at the details, and it's like the creator allows this to be used. Yes, I know, because I got it off a free website. Thank you,
Oh
YouTube.
yeah.
But they're good. They are good. Their checks work great.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I also so I this is what kills me. Okay, the show's called NC-17, so
Mhm.
everyone instantly thinks that's right before rated X. And I'm like,
Sure.
I get it. Yeah, we drop F bombs and stuff like that, but there's no nudity. But I did one episode where the first thing the guest said was the word fuck. And
Okay.
I got a thing that said you can't say that within the first 10 seconds. I'm like, okay. So I called him and was like, hey, we got to redo the episode because you can't say fuck in the first 10 seconds. And he's like, okay. So he waited 10 seconds to say anything. He was like, fuck. I was like, I'm like, what the hell are you doing, man? you know.
I like that. That's funny.
Oh yeah. But and so let's go a little bit. I know because it's been almost an hour, but I can go all day.
Okay.
Let's go a little bit into what do you expect the independent scene? What's your expectations for the independent scene for the rest of this year and the next couple years and just so forth?
Um, I'm expecting filmmakers to continue making films. I'm expecting them to continue to learn from their experiences and make better and better movies based on what they learn. I'm also expecting that these will start getting more traction. There are so many streaming sites, there are so many distributors that will, touch these movies and help promote them and get them into larger markets that I'm expecting more people to care a lot less about Hollywood and a whole lot more about this scene.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I think I've said it in so many interviews, and I know people are probably sick of hearing it, but Smash also I'll say it again. No, I'm just playing.
Whatever.
uh, I think since the pandemic, independent film has literally jet planed all the way up into the sky while Hollywood was just left behind.
Yeah,
And I truly believe, had not the pandemic happened, we would have a different conversation going on right now.
that's very possible. That's very possible. Hollywood took a big hit during that time. They were shut down. They couldn't do much. That didn't affect the independent community quite as bad because it's what we know about it. There's a lot smaller crews, a lot smaller sets, projects. They've got fewer people peering over their shoulders, breathing down their neck with masks on. Um, but and I had heard some stories about sets where people were doing their best to adhere to the recommended rules, but still they're like, we're filming a movie. Um, and it was great that that didn't stop them, that it actually helped them to thrive a little bit.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think Sean Whalen said it best in a recent post he posted where agents aren't coming to you with these scripts now. Now you have to come to them, you know, and say, "Hey, this is what I have," because the roles out there that people want aren't they're not getting because they're not there anymore, especially in Hollywood, you know.
Yeah.
And he was saying that like your agent is not going to call you up and say, "Hey, we got you for Mission Impossible 10 or 20 or however whatever number they're at right now." I think
Right.
it's 7 or whatever, but
Something like that.
yeah. I lost track after 2, so but he said that your agent won't be calling you saying, "Hey, this is here for you, this is here for you." Your agent now wants you to call them and say, "Hey, I have this idea I've been working with, I've been writing a script or something like that," and bring it to them so then they can shop it around. And
Hmm.
I think that's so true right now because right now Hollywood is just repeating itself. It's like someone hit the repeat and that's it. There's You got
Yeah.
Marvel, but how many Marvels? Thunderbolts was good. Deadpool and Wolverine was good,
Oh yeah.
and I think Spider-Man: No Way Home was good. The rest of Marvel after that, even the TV shows, not no good. You know, and I mean, let's face it though. After Endgame, it was like you got rid of the best characters. I don't need to watch it anymore.
I I fell off after Endgame also. I did watch a few things after that, but I didn't stay nearly as connected as I did up to Endgame,
No, yeah,
you know.
but what other franchises you're most excited for in the coming years because are just the films coming out that you know about that aren't out yet? What are you most excited about? I know you're going to say Slash Nurse because that is definitely something you should be excited about.
I'm super excited about Slasher Nurse, and I really hope that the distribution deal that they made works out really well, and I hope that that movie sticks around for a while and goes pretty far. I mean, all those folks have put a ton of hard work into that, and they make a really fun movie. You know what I mean? Like it that's the important part. It's when it comes to this stuff, it doesn't have to be super realistic for me. It doesn't have to have an amazing script. I want to have a good time when I'm watching it.
Mhm.
Um, so for me, the biggest points, the best compliment that I can give a movie is I had a great time watching it and I want to watch it again. So,
uh,
I'm super excited. Obviously, I mean, I loved Crackoon. I'm super excited for Crackoons. I really want that to be a real thing very soon. Um, I am excited for T-Rexorcist from the same folks, Fuzzy Monkey. I don't know. I've become a big fan of theirs. Like just about everything I've seen with the Fuzzy Monkey name on it, I have loved. Um, so just about, just about. I haven't seen it, and I haven't seen it all yet either. So, um, I am excited for the Sibylla 6. As soon as I find out that's going to be playing, hopefully at the Waynesboro Theater, I'm going to make sure I'm there. I'm excited for Black Sheep, Amanda's project. I mean, it's a cool story. I liked her origin explanation for it. What she was going for when she was first brainstorming, and I'm excited to find out how that transformed into the current idea and all the the awesome people who are on that project. Like, I want to see all of them together in this movie. I think it's going to be something else, and they're getting ready to film that next month.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
I'm excited for Not There.
No,
I
I
mean,
appreciate that.
I'm gonna keep my eyes on this.
Oh yeah. Well, we do have some, and because I am pretty the creator of the whole concept of it and everything, we do have some exciting announcements coming soon that I'm not letting nobody in on. And like once they get announced, you're gonna see a lot of people like, "What the fuck? Where'd that come from?" But but I hope it comes off as good as I thought it, if that makes sense. So,
Okay.
you
Yeah.
but
Well,
let,
I
let's.
I have the same hope for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Let's shut out the Waynesboro Theater though.
Yeah, yeah. That the Waynesboro Theater. I think the first thing I saw there was Zero. I have you seen that movie?
Yes.
The Wesley Spangler zombie flick.
Yep.
Um, I had a really good time with that. And I was still early on in my independent film journey, like locally made independent films. Um, and I couldn't believe how much I liked it for how many problems there were with it. I mean, it's like uh, clearly they didn't get good audio capture because the entire movie was done like ADR. You know what I mean? Uh, but but I didn't care because there were so many other cool things about it, and it actually worked, and I loved the idea. I mean, I had never seen another movie like that. Like just on a basic level, it's like, okay, somebody gets bitten by a zombie. You know, you're used to in most movies, whoever gets bit by a zombie is going to turn into a zombie. Well, he didn't. You know, it kind of turned him into a superhero. And I was like, that is the coolest idea ever. I had never thought of it. And so I don't know if he making a sequel to it. I heard that he was. So if that ever happens, I'm probably going to see that too.
Oh yeah.
But sorry, we were talking about the Waynesboro Theater.
No, you're good. You're good. Uh,
Yeah.
I
The
mean, I haven't been there, but I heard they do so much for the independent films community. So
yeah. Yeah. And I should mention this since we're talking about it. I think it's really cool that they're trying to get a showing for the 50th anniversary of Jaws. And they're still trying to get sponsors to do that. So I mean, if you contact the Waynesboro Theater or if you reach out to Shannon Atkins, she can help guide you on how to become a sponsor. I don't know what the perks are, but I'm told that there might be a couple of perks if you end up being a sponsor. But they're
yeah.
trying to get really cool stuff. They're not just trying to show the movie. They're trying to get all the merch. So like the cups that look like the yellow barrels, the popcorn buckets that look like, open shark mouth. You know what I mean? It's like, and I wasn't joking. I would show up just for that. Like, I don't collect popcorn buckets, but I want that popcorn bucket.
Oh yeah. I think the only ones I have are the last King Kong versus Godzilla and the Scream. Those are the only two I have.
Nice.
Now my wife, Beetlejuice, Wicked. I mean, you name it, anything Disney or anything kind of like fantasy. I spend $30 for the bucket for her. So,
There you go.
yeah. But no, the Waynesboro Theater. I know that they also did the mini movie Mania.
Hmm.
I mean, that theater puts out so much love for the independent film community that I think it's time we give back to that theater,
Yeah,
and and I would strongly suggest everyone go ahead and find out how to become a sponsor, and if you can't, just at least share the post so then the other people might can become a sponsor. So I'd
exactly.
I'd say definitely do that. So uh but we are getting ready to come to the end of the show in a couple minutes. So I'm gonna give you a couple minutes to plug your socials where people can or cannot reach you if you want them to or not, and just anything you want to plug for the next couple minutes.
Yeah, okay. Well, I don't have a lot. I mean, I do have my YouTube channel that, of course, is the Grease Stain Cinema. There's a lot of really cool things on there. I do movie reviews, which is all independent films. I think I just put out an episode right before I came on here tonight. I put up the Legend of Crickfoot. I finally did
Ah,
that one. Yeah, and I have a playlist for my interviews. I have a playlist for when we first started doing that other horror podcast, we were doing video and audio format. We're mostly audio now. So there's only a few episodes on there, and I don't expect that to get a lot bigger unless somebody starts editing those videos. Um, and uh, that Canadian friend I keep talking about, he had started reviewing all the Amityville movies. So his show Amityville Retrospective is also on there, and That's awesome. I really hope that he continues to do that because like there's a lot of people out there who've watched a ton of Amityville movies and have made it their goal to like review all of them. I would very much like to see him, review all of the Amityville movies. And I know they're still making them, so he's got he'll never run out.
I think
This
they're
will go
upwards of like,
forever.
well, I think they're around the 40 or 50 mark now,
It's
if not more.
crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Um, but I have a channel specifically for my show. I have the Grease Nade Cinema on Facebook. I didn't really expand that to any other platforms. Mostly, if you just follow me, if you find Clint Myers on Facebook, you can find my Instagram, you can find my threads. When I share to one, it typically goes to all of them. Um, and yeah, that's about it. It's me, it's my show, and I keep it small like that.
Uh, well, I want to say Clint, my brother from another mother, my podcaster from another master, my brother in arms for the Shannon Atkins and Amanda Megan interview club. I want to thank you for coming on. Uh, I ain't even gonna tell you got a home with NC-17. You know you got a home with NC-17 anytime you want to come on. So
Yeah, yeah.
uh, I do want to end it a different way. I normally say everyone stay NC-17, but I felt obliged to have to do this.
Okay.
No, no, no sad piano music, but I will say that when you are enjoying the conversations with others, just remember someone else thought of it first. So, in other
Fantastic.
words, thank you, Clint Myers, for giving the idea. It was your brain that came up with the idea, and I just helped you bring it alive.
I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Everybody needs a little push,
There you go.
especially me.
All right. I'm not ending the show tonight. You are. End it any way you want to end it, my friend.
Okay, okay. Um, I always like to say you don't need a big budget to make a badass movie, but I will also say, um, if you're gonna make it NC-17.
Oh, I am not saying nothing else. Later.